some noise for Josh Johnson!
There's so much is going into the Super Bowl this year. Not only is it Chiefs versus Eagles, there's so much more at play, you know? Like, everybody talks about Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce because they're this idea of like the couple we imagine in our minds, but they're adults. It's like high school, but grown up. You know what I mean? Because she symbolically is like this cheerleader in our minds, this like head cheerleader, and it's not his position, but it's symbolically the quarterback in our minds. And so them getting together makes such perfect rom-com sense that there are actually people who think that all of the NFL is fixed just to keep the Chiefs winning, just to keep them going. And honestly, you kind of have to give Taylor props. There are people that think she's so powerful. She is single-handedly shifting the course of the NFL. You know? Because this is my thing with it. You know, if it's fixed, why would they be tackling so hard? You don't need to sell it that bad. If most of the teams know they're not going to the Super Bowl, I think you lay off of a couple hits. I don't think anybody's getting CTE as part of a script. I look at Taylor Swift, I look at what they did to Taylor Swift, especially that part of the season when her and Travis Kelce were just starting to date and they cut to her for no reason. And then people got mad that they were cutting to her. They'd be like, why do you keep cutting to Taylor? But Taylor can't control the camera. Taylor was just trying to eat. And then they cut to her, and then she's doing her best to probably not look annoyed, but also she's genuinely having a good time. She's there with her friends. Yeah, touchdown, yeah, right. But then people are like, why do you keep cutting to her? I don't know. This has never happened before. Cameraman's excited too. They might not even mean to cut to her every time. They're just probably like, man, this is a good play, but I wonder what Taylor's up to. Don't get mad at Taylor because the cameraman got a crush. And so then Taylor Swift, Travis Kelce together. Now Travis Kelce is an interesting dude to me. He really is. Because Travis Kelce, up until this point, I think, I don't know him that well, I don't follow him that closely, but I think he had like mostly, if not only, dated black women before Taylor, you know? And so he has like a fade. So this dude has a fade, and people were asking him about his fade because he has his platform raised. He was already super popular, but his platform got knocked up a few levels by dating Taylor. There were more eyes on him than ever before. And so then, you know, everyone was asking him about his fade. And then about exactly a year ago, from when I'm speaking right now, they asked him about his fade and what it was like to like invent that look. And to his credit, Travis Kelce said, it's the first day of Black History Month. What are you trying to do to me? Which, what an answer. You know what I mean? Like, this is the thing I really didn't think about until that moment, is that if you're like a white dude, right? And something ignorant or even bigoted happens around you. Somebody asks an ignorant question or somebody just says something, right? The expectation, if you're a good guy, is to say something immediately, just really stand up and be like, hey, that's not cool, that's not okay, don't do that, right? You know, just really, you can't even give it a second. You have to be like, hey, stop right there, okay? Hey, listen here, pal, cut it out. Hey, look, buddy, don't go any further, all right? Gosh darn it, that's racist. Don't you dare, not in my house, not. Nah, get a load of this guy. No way, not today, brother, right? That's the expectation, that you're gonna like notice it, you're gonna catch it, and you're gonna jump on it immediately. And if you don't do that, then you must have been with that thing. That's the assumption, right? But then you're also, and I really didn't give some of my white friends enough credit in this position. If you take too much of a stand, that's also suspicious. You know what I mean? You hear me? Like if something like ignorant happens around you, or an ignorant question gets asked of you, and then you're like, what? No! Racism? Not today! Nah, buddy, I'm putting my foot down. Like, because then people are like, oh, what? Are you hiding something? Why are you so amped up like this? You know? And so to his credit, he's like, guys, look, it's the first day of Black History Month. What are you trying to do to me? All right? I didn't invent that look, okay? I got a barber. He knows how to do the taper. Trim it down in the back, 2 or the 4. But if you want to fade, I know a guy. I know a dude, he's good. You know, he does mine. Travis Kelce's sitting there like, what kind of questions are you asking me? How do y'all not know any black people? You cover the NFL. What's wrong with you? You know? And Travis and Taylor together, they do, to me at least, you know, the little bit that I engage with it, because I don't necessarily follow either one of them closely, but every time I see them together, they do look like picture perfect in a way where I'm like, okay, obviously you're gonna get the conspiracy theories, but the conspiracy theories were weird to me because they were like people upset, but what's there to be upset about? It's football. She's blonde. We're in America. This is the most American thing that could be happening. And there are people that are like, no, it's a psyop. I'm like, against who? It's a beautiful white couple. Who are we trying to trick? What is the plan here? That's how you can tell there's some people that just need to be mad about anything possible. I'm like, what? You're the one that said stop kneeling, and now you're mad at Taylor and Travis Kelce for holding hands. What's crazy about the Super Bowl for me is that no matter who wins, no matter who it is, the celebrations I've always found very odd. You know? I understand celebrating when you get the touchdown. I love those. I hate it when the NFL tried to like clamp down on any showboat, any celebrations, because you just did one of the hardest things in the world. Imagine if you did that for like a scientist. Scientist finds the cure and he can't even do a little. And you're like, Josh, why are you comparing scientists finding cures to players getting a touchdown? I'm telling you right now, they're almost as hard as each other. Because I have some pretty sizable individuals in my family, you know? And I have a cousin, he's 2'11", all muscle. If I wanted to get around him, I'd need something sharp. So trust me when I tell you, if I get around this man and then outrun him and then get a touchdown, I'm hitting it hard. I'm hitting it in his face because it may never happen again. I love like a good touchdown celebration. They spike that ball and then you see what moves they have because these are big men. These are very big men. So they're not always the most agile. Like they're good at running, but usually in a straight line. A lot of the times when these players fall, it's falls where, look, I'm not a professional athlete, but I don't tip that easy. Every once in a while, you'll see an NFL player run it, and then somebody just sort of moves their shoulder, and they're like, uh-oh, uh-oh, uh-oh. That's my favorite, is when they catch it, and then somebody's too close, and they're like, we going down, all right. No, but when they get in the zone, they've spiked the ball, there's a couple seconds left, and they're allowed to celebrate. This is when you could really do it. And they hit something you didn't even think was possible, you know. Really flowy with it. You know what I mean? They use their hips and stuff. No, that's my favorite. I wish it was even longer. They should get more time to do it, you know? Like hockey has whole breaks for fights. You could let a guy run in and get on his hands and knees, and then the other guy's like, yeah! No, I'm telling you, it's a beautiful thing to see them that excited, that happy. This is what they work for. This is what they put their bodies on the line for, and it's why they're in pain most of the time. These dudes retire, and it's not like they can just take an Advil. They just have headaches for the rest of their life. And so in this moment, they did what they came to do. They scored, maybe they won. Let them celebrate, you know? Some of the celebrations I don't get, though. Like, when they win, and they have to throw some sort of liquid on the coach. I feel like we never ask the coach how they feel about it. Because they don't always look excited. It's almost like a requirement that whatever it is has to have some ice. And it has to be a surprise. They never do it from the front. It's always just poured all over the coach. Why is it? They win. They did what they came here to do. And they look at the coach and they're like, yeah, drown him. He'll love it. On top of everything, with Travis and Taylor and the Chiefs, you have the Eagles fans. Truly remarkable. They're terrifying. And it doesn't matter who wins, because whichever city wins, this happens every year, every Super Bowl, every Stanley Cup, whichever city wins, looks like it's been attacked the next day. Why is it that the winning city looks so busted the day you won? Why are you tearing up your city? The team will win, and then their own fans will go out into the city and cause so much destruction, you would think the other team sent their city. Like, go get them, Kansas City. What they did to us. You know, I've watched it. I've watched it happen. You know, I lived in Chicago when the Blackhawks won the Stanley Cup. And a bus. They were leaving. Everybody's excited. And then there was just like a group think, that's a bus. It shouldn't be right side up. Let's go correct that right now. And then the bus driver is sitting in the bus like, y'all, I'm your ride. Why are y'all? We're going down. And on top of it all, you have the Super Bowl halftime show performed by Kendrick Lamar. And as far as we know, SZA and potentially some other guests, you know. And this is wild. You know, Kendrick said it about himself, but truly, we're seeing astronomical, historical levels of him being the biggest hater in the world. Fundamental hate. A hater where I pray I never have a hater that plans as well and executes hate so efficiently as Kendrick Lamar. This man hates hate. The level of hate. Okay, so if you are not aware, in the beef between Drake and Kendrick Lamar, the first song that you could say maybe even kicked off the whole thing, some people say it was like that, but some people say it was first-person shooter. And in first-person shooter, Drake says, big as the what? Big as the what? Big as the Super Bowl. And I guess Kendrick said, challenge accepted. Because you're not ready for the level of hate I can bring. And then there was a whole beef, and this whole thing happened, and you know, Kendrick kind of, I don't know, I guess ruined Drake's life. And then it's announced that Kendrick is gonna be doing the Super Bowl halftime show. And Drake, he started suing. He started suing different parties. He started suing in different ways, different lawsuits claiming different things, some defamation, some were just petitions to get information, claiming that Not Like Us, the song that I'm assuming plays in Drake's head 24/7. You know, that song that they use bots. They must use bots. That's why it's so popular and everything. And then he withdrew one lawsuit and he filed another lawsuit. And it would seem, I'm not Drake and I'm not on his team and I don't know his lawyers, but it would seem that all these lawsuits are to, in some way, hopefully, possibly, stop Kendrick Lamar from performing Not Like Us at the Super Bowl. That is what a lot of people think all of this is about. He just doesn't want him to perform that song at the Super Bowl. And so maybe he thinks that if he causes enough legal trouble and kicks up enough of a fuss, that the NFL will be like, hey, sir, Mr. Lamar, Mr. Morale. I heard it, great album. If you could not do this one, because we just don't want to be involved in any suits and stuff. I think that's what Drake was hoping. And it appears that has not worked, because then a representative for the NFL came out and said Kendrick can do whatever songs he wants, whatever, it's his halftime show, so let him perform, you know what I mean? And that's got to be rough. that must be rough if you're Drake to hear that, because now all Drake can potentially do is sue sound. That's the only thing he hasn't tried. If he comes out and is like, hey, anybody making noise can get it, all right? It's the only thing I can think of. You know what I mean? Because it must be terrifying. If you're Drake, to think that Kendrick might perform Not Like Us at the Super Bowl halftime show, one of the most watched events in television, period, might be him doing a song he wrote about you. A song that already, as I'm speaking, has won 3 Grammys. That's gotta be terrifying, to think that he might go out there and perform Not Like Us at the Super Bowl. And the audience knows every word. That would be terrible. That would be, because I would never want to know that. Even if somebody made a song that was devastating about me and my life and it really tore me up and everybody liked it, I wouldn't want to know that they knew it word for word. You know? That's gotta be terrifying to think that Kendrick Lamar might get out there and perform Not Like Us. Might to a loud stadium of fans screaming. You know? Try and strike a chord, and it's probably I think even scarier than Kendrick performing Not Like Us is the audience performing Not Like Us. Because honestly, anticipation is enough. That's how real entertainment works, you know? Whether he performs it 17 times or he doesn't perform it at all, it's already met the moment in that way, you know? Everyone kicking up a stink about it is what actually caused it to get so much attention, just to see if he'll do it, you know? I mean, I hope he does it. I kind of hope it's the only thing he does. Mainly because the Super Bowl halftime show is recorded and it has all of its own production elements that gets them submitted for the Emmys. And so there's a chance that this Grammy-winning song might become an Emmy-winning performance. Oh. I will say though, sometimes it feels like with sports, it's the only time you see so much investment. You see so much come out, like just thrill, agony, all these emotions around a dude's team, around that game, around players and stuff. And I think it's because like sports is one of the few places, maybe even one of the last places, that like a man can express all the aspects of human emotion. He can cry over his team losing. He can be elated. He can be like giddy like a little kid or something. And it's one of the last like socially acceptable places. It's very easy to say like, no, just cry. It's okay for men to cry, but you're not ready. I love when people say like, no, come on. Just break through decades and generations of trauma to just like do what feels like what you want to be doing. No, the only thing stopping you is your mind. As if it's that simple, you know? Sports is one of the last few places that these bonds can be created and that you can fully express yourself. It even creeps up in little different ways. Things that you are innocuous enough, but they run cover for other things, right? Like, let's go. Every one of us here knows a man who has a water bottle. Maybe it's half full, maybe it's a quarter full, but he throws it up in the air and it flips and it flips and it flips, and then if it lands right side up on a flat surface, he will lose his mind. He throws the ball up, it flips, lands right side up. Let's go! Like, let's go was just invented to run cover for dudes crying. It is. Go! It's the same mouth movement. It's the same shapes. And if you scream, let's go hard enough, You squint, and when you squint, people can't tell you're crying. Because we've all known a man. All of us here have known a man where his team, whatever the reason it is that he loves that team, it doesn't matter. His team is down. All right? Loved this team since he was a little kid. Memories going to the stadium and everything. His team is down. It's a very important game. Playoff game. Maybe the game that decides whether or not his team goes to the Super Bowl. This team that he loves, who maybe has never got this far in a long, long time. And they're down with 3 seconds left. They have possession, and they throw a Hail Mary pass. All right? Wide receiver is running for his life as hard as he can. He jumps up in the air, and then by his fingertips, he manages to get control of the ball in the air. He clenches it tight. He lands. Touchdown. Touchdown. The team was behind, and now they're ahead. They've won. There were 3 seconds left. The game is over. And then your friend, who's not on the team, who's not at the game. Your friend on his couch pops up in front of the TV. Let's go! Like truly, as men, I don't even think we would need let's go if we just felt more comfortable saying, I really needed that. Because I even try now to add more sports analogies in the examples that I make, because I feel like it accesses some people who don't get what I'm saying otherwise. There are people that are truly, we give them a bad rap and everybody makes fun of them and everything, but there are people who are genuinely very, very intelligent. You can tell they're intelligent because they find a game that they love and all the game theory around it and all of the possible combinations of what a play could be go through their head. They can screen a play perfectly, almost like it has the lines that we see on the screen, right? But for them, it's playing out perfectly. They know what's happening next. They know someone's made a mistake as soon as the play starts because they understand the game that much. They just don't ever know why their wife is mad. But I think if we incorporated more sports analogies in arguments, people would understand what went wrong. You know what I mean? Like maybe you're mad at your boyfriend or your husband because he forgot something. He forgot something that was really important, And maybe it was like your sister's birthday and you had so much going on that you asked him to go pick something up and then meet you at the party. And instead of going to pick it up, he just met you at the party. And now the place is closed. And so it looks like you didn't get your sister anything. And so you're upset with him because you asked him for this one thing. And instead of doing it, he just kind of blew it off, or he wasn't paying attention, or he genuinely just forgot and then showed up and he doesn't understand why you're upset. But if you say to him, look, it was fourth quarter. It was fourth quarter, and you're at the 3-yard line. Like, you're in danger of the other team getting a safety. That's how clutch this is. You only have a few seconds to pass off that ball, right? And if you don't do it just right, that's it, We're not coming back from this, And instead of looking out for your receiver who's wide open until 5 p.m., like I said, who's wide open. Instead of passing off to your receiver in that moment, you're looking at your tight end, you're looking at your other receiver, you're looking at defensive linemen for some reason, your head is just in the clouds, and out of nowhere you allow yourself to get sacked, right? I'm telling you, that husband, that boyfriend, these are good people. He would be like, oh, damn. Her present was the receive. Oh. Got you. My bad, baby, my bad. No. Even in instances that people are like insanely divided on, like to the point of threats, to the point of the threat of violence, even in political arguments, if you use some sort of football analogy, sometimes that cuts through, you know? Like if Trump is the quarterback. And he hikes the ball, because this is the play that he called. He called this play. This was his play that he wanted. He gets to call the play. Not always, not every play, but this play specifically. He called this play because he wanted to do it, because he thought it was a good idea. This was his play, right? And then everybody was open. The tight end was open. The wide receiver was open. All right, defensive backs. Everybody was doing what they were supposed to do. Everybody on the sideline was cheering, giving support like they were supposed to, and everybody on the field was playing their position as best as possible. And the screen was even working well. You know, everybody's moving out of here. People are wide open. And then your quarterback, rather than throwing what could potentially be a touchdown pass, he just sort of threw it out of bounds. Which is confusing. So the next time that y'all huddle up, you ask him, you're like, hey, what was that? What happened? That was the play that you picked. Why'd you throw it out? Were you scared you were gonna get sacked? What is it a time thing? You're trying to stop the clock? Like you're trying to give him the benefit of the doubt in as many ways as you can. Like, hey, so what's the plan here? You're literally bent over, huddled up, looking in close. What's the plan? What are you doing? What is the goal here? Because I thought I was playing my position perfectly, and then you do the. So what's next? What happened? Tell me what happened. And then your quarterback is like, I think the ball was black. I don't know. You know? I'm just saying, right? I'm just saying that when I tune in to the Super Bowl on Sunday, I plan to watch a good game, hopefully a game that makes sense, hopefully a game that is epic enough that it can yield more analogies for my daily life. And if Kendrick Lamar performs not like us, I'd be a liar if I didn't tell you that even though I wasn't on stage and I wasn't at the game, I wouldn't pop up off my couch like, let's go! Cincinnati, y'all been phenomenal. Thank you so much.
Welcome to the Josh Johnson Show. I'm Josh Johnson. Great start.
Yeah.
Welcome to
New
the
year,
Josh
new
Johnson
us.
Show. Welcome to the Josh Johnson Show. I'm joined by my. Welcome to the Josh Johnson Show. I'm Josh Johnson, joined by my co-host, fellow stand-up comedian Logan Nielsen. Logan, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing well, man. How are you?
I'm good. This is the first one of the year, the first official new one of the year.
Yeah, we're back. We're back, and
did
we're doing the regular show again.
We've been to Denver. We've been to Tacoma.
Tacoma. Yeah, we I mean, I don't know how much we want to get into it, but like we also it took a little bit for us to get back in the swing of things because the end of 2022 was weird for us. I had the COVID pretty bad, and
yeah.
And so that was some episodes fell behind because turns out I couldn't sit up for like more than 10 minutes at a time, and when you have to do hours of editing, that's that's a hard thing to do.
It is like you got the one that like really be out here stomping people in the chest. Like that's actually feels like a rare one to get than the ones that in New York, a lot of the people who get it will have it like bad for a day and then they're like, "Oh, I'm pretty sluggish, but I think I'm all right." And man, you had it like properly bad.
Well, but I didn't get any of the like respiratory stuff or anything. I mean, that just might be because I'm vaxxed and all that too. But it's like I had the first really, really bad day. It was that Wednesday like after Christmas. That day was bad, and like I had like fever and like the best way I could describe it to is my limbs all felt like they weighed 100 pounds. Like I just like felt like held down on the bed. And then the next day, that Thursday, felt pretty good. And I was like, okay, just had the one bad day. I'll come out of it. I should be good then by, the weekend to whatever. And then that Friday, nope, back knocked down again.
Jeez.
That was the weird one. That was the weird thing that it like got better and then got worse and then got better. And now I just have these kind of little mild cold symptoms that are hanging on.
I mean, I'm glad you're okay now.
Thanks, man. Thanks. Yeah. Doing okay. Living. Gonna do it. It can only get better from here.
Yeah.
I'm assuming.
I'd like to think so.
I mean, fuck, if not, though.
That would be wild if COVID was the start.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's either the start of just only an uphill, like everything's gonna get better, or like that's the sampler. That's setting the tone.
Yeah.
For the year.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Do you? I'm trying to figure out how to. I mean, I'll just ask it straight out. Is there a lot of like meth in your general tri-state area? Would you say meth is the predominant drug?
Yeah. How do I put this politely? We love meth here.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Good to know.
I don't know how bad it still is. I know Jess says one of the new problems is heroin.
Yeah.
We're finally joining the 80s here, I think. But
yeah, the meth thing. Okay, so the whole
is now just real quick. I'm going to ask you a counter question. This is how we're starting the year, is talking about meth. This is what we're gonna.
I feel like when I'm done telling you the story, I feel like you'll appreciate that we started with meth.
Okay.
I'm trying to put this in the best possible. Okay. So meth, as we've talked about on the podcast before, is pretty popular in my hometown. So it being popular where you are as well, I think you'll be able to relate. Okay. Mm-hmm. There was a time where my buddy was, just out there trying to find someone. You know what I mean? He was like kind of on the apps, but he was mostly going to bars. But it was just, it was a tough go of it, let's say. And I'm sure.
So he was the way you made it sound like he was out there trying to find someone specific, but he's just trying to find anyone.
He's trying to find anyone, any person that will work.
I thought maybe he was out searching for someone that he needed to track down, but he's trying to find someone.
Wouldn't that be wild if someone used the actual dating apps to like hunt down their enemy?
See, and I didn't mean dating app. I thought you meant just he was literally out just trying to find like a friend or something.
That's my bad because I thought I said dating app, but maybe I never
not initially.
did.
No, you just said he was just out there trying to find someone.
Oh, okay.
And that's why I'm like that sentence could mean a variety of things.
So much.
Yeah.
Okay, so basically, he's on like the obscure ones as well. Like, did you ever do Plenty of Fish back in the day?
I think I might have tried it briefly. I think so. Yeah.
Plenty of Fish and OK Cupid were where, at least in the early 2000s, apparently, were where the freaks were.
OK Cupid's the one I did. I didn't do Plenty of Fish, but I did do OK Cupid. I did do OK Cupid.
So Plenty of Fish brought out a Craigslist level of honesty in people that the other dating apps just don't.
Yeah.
Because I think it's because on Tinder, Bumble, Hinge, all that stuff like that, you have to truly choose whether or not you're going to be yourself or you're going to be a catfish, because you can only lie so much before you're like fully lying, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Whereas with like back in the day with Craigslist, it was just like, hey, this is me. All right.
Meet me at this corner.
Inquire, inquire within, but this is exactly what I need. This is exactly what I'm expecting, you know? And so basically, he was
also, if you have a truck, you can take this dresser.
Yeah. Make sure you take the bed when you leave.
Yeah. You know? I want to use it one last time and then get rid of it.
Yeah. And so he was on Plenty of Fish, I believe. And he started talking to this person. And it was like, I don't even know how to describe their rapport, because the way that he described them chatting at first was almost just, it felt natural, but it seemed to have felt natural in a boring way. You ever have someone tell you something that they think is really special and you're like, that's not that great? Like in your head, you don't say it to them, but like, but they just hit it off with a bunch of heys and how you doings and all the stuff like that. And but the way he described it was like, she was so easy to talk to. But I'm like, but you're saying all you said was, what's up?
Yeah.
So it's like, I get how two things could be true. It could be she's very easy to talk to, and you're not saying much, you know?
Right, yeah.
You're not really pouring your heart out.
And maybe that's what the ease is. Maybe she just said, what's up back? And he's just like, ooh, soulmates.
Yeah, yeah. She even used 2 question marks, just like me. And so basically they start chatting and they set up a date, like time to meet. And she's like, oh, hey, do you smoke? Right. And he's like, oh yeah, from time to time, you know? And so they meet up, and the date is very okay. From what he's describing, like, I guess my man just doesn't need much, because even as he's describing the date, I'm like, so y'all just went to Chili's, but y'all were having the time of your lives. Like, I'm happy for him that he's happy.
I mean, have you ever had those Southwest egg rolls? They're great.
I've had them, and I don't know if it was worth a life change. Like he was like, he was so disappointed, because he was like, I was having the time of my life. Like this man said the time of his life, and I was just like, bro, you gotta get out there more. Like,
yeah,
I'm not even trashing Chili's. I'm literally just saying, if you have the time of your life with someone who doesn't really seem to say much,
you just wanted to be out.
I think you just wanted to be out. I think
that just means you were happy to not be in your apartment.
I think you just needed some companionship, because you're beefing this up like it was the Titanic and it was a Thursday at Chili's.
Yeah, you could have been like, man, we could have gone to Chili's and you would have had the time of your life. If
I
that's
think so. I think, because this man said the time of his life.
Dude just wanted to go to Chili's.
Yes, the time of his life? Okay. So.
Because even on a first date, the time of your life, I mean, even if it's like wow, I think I'm in love with this person already. I still don't know if it'd be like time of your life. I don't know.
Yes,
you know what I mean?
Dude,
you know?
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I'm saying. I feel like even if all the stars aligned, looking back, maybe you can romanticize it. But in the moment, to be like, I'm having the time of my life just picking out apps with this person.
Yeah. Well, because in any first date I've ever thought of, like, even if it's fun, there's still a sense of like nerves to it. That's not the time of your life. Like,
exactly.
And like, listen, I'm thinking back to my first date with Jess. Honestly, top to bottom, great date. But also, I've done some cool shit.
Yeah, yeah.
Time of my life? Of my life.
To be fair, it's in my hometown, so it's not like
Fair.
It's not like there's a ton going on, right?
I mean, Chili's is the place to be. It sounds like.
And so then she looks at him and she's like, "Hey, do you want to smoke?" And he was like,
"Gee, where will this lead?"
"Oh, here?" And she was like, "Yeah, you want to go smoke in the bathroom real quick?" And he was like,
"Oh, in the bathroom?"
In the bathroom. And he was like, "Oh, okay, I guess. Like, a little adventurous. Okay, she's a little naughty. She's a little naughty, right?"
Oh, no.
And so then they go to the bathroom. It's so funny too because she was like, "Okay, you sneak off to the bathroom and then I'll like come join you, right? Like I'll just give it a beat and then I'll come join you. Don't want to bring the suspicion on them immediately, right?"
Right.
He said that when he went to the bathroom, he turned around and she was behind him. Like, it was like she didn't wait at all. And so then they're in the stall together and she pulls out, a full pipe, right? And he noticed that the pipe was a little too dirty.
A little dirty.
Yeah. And so then he's like, "Oh, what?" I think he was scared to ask if she smoked meth because it feels like such an accusation. So then he just sort of.
Because if she doesn't, there's no coming back from that question.
Yes.
Then you can't backpedal.
Dude, the stakes.
Do you smoke meth?
The stakes of you've pulled out a pipe. All right, you smoke weed in a pipe. You've pulled out a pipe. The pipe just looks a little like rotten. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know what the difference in pipe should look like, but he was saying it looked a little too dirty, right?
Yeah.
And then before the meth can come out, he wants to be like, "Hey, do you smoke meth?" But he's like, I really didn't want to ask because it would just kill everything. It would
ruin the time of his life.
Because if she doesn't smoke meth, to your point, there's no coming back.
No,
now,
you can't.
Now you sound like you smoke meth. You sound like you were excited it was about to be meth. Do you know what I mean? Like if someone pulls out a pipe, even at a party, if someone pulls out a one hitter and you're like, "Oh, do you smoke meth?" You sound like you want the meth. That is what that sounds like if they don't smoke meth.
Ooh, is that meth?
And if you do smoke meth, now, once again, you've already called it. He's ruined the time of his life because now meth is about to come out. And so sure enough, meth comes out. Before he can like even fully ask, she was like, "This is a big one."
This is a big one.
Because I guess she was trying to do something special for the day.
She also wants to have the time of her life.
Yes.
But she needs a little hit of something to really get there.
I think she needs a touch of help from Mr. Methy Meth. She needs a little bit of help from Nathaniel
Amphetamine.
Steen. And so she pops out. She goes ahead and pops out Nathaniel, and she's like, "It's a big one."
It's a big one. It's such a.
And then he goes, "Oh, okay." And he was like as she's about to like get it started, he's like, "Hey, I'm not really comfortable. I don't really do that. Like we can go back and eat or anything." And she was like, "Oh, oh, okay. And she seemed a little disappointed and like maybe even a little embarrassed. Who knows? Because
Right.
I imagine, you know, obviously, do you smoke? There's a lot to fill in there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so you know, cigarettes. I mean, and so basically, they stop in the moment. She's like, "Oh, okay, all right. Well, sorry that I." And he's like, "Oh, don't apologize. It's okay." Like he's really trying to save this date.
No,
So
yeah,
he's
don't.
like, he's like,
I
"No,
would, but I'm full.
no, don't. It's all good. It's all good. It happens. It happens. You know, this is
Yeah.
perfectly normal." So anyway, he then gets out of the stall because he was always with his back to the door. So then he opens
Okay.
the door and then he said he opened the door, was walking out, thought that she was right behind him, but when he turned around, not only had she let the door close again, there was a puff of smoke coming
Yeah.
through the. And he was like, "I've never smoked meth, but I didn't know you could do it that fast. Like I didn't know." He's like, by the time I turned around, still in the bathroom. By the time I turned around, it was cloudy.
Yeah.
And so then he's walking out and she's walking out behind me. He's like, "Oh no. Like now this is a meth date because you did it.
A meth date.
Like you hit it." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so then they
That's
go.
because that's now a different person coming out.
Exactly. So now they go and sit back down. And I don't know the specifics. I don't know how long it takes meth to meth you. Okay?
To meth with you.
Sure.
that you're gonna roll your eyes at.
Amphetamine was wild. Meth with you felt like, all right, okay. I see what you're trying to turn me into. And so
You said Nathaniel first, so I don't want to.
so they sit down.
I don't want to hear it.
and they go ahead and order. And she ordered a little more than they talked about because you know when you sit down with somebody and you're like, "Oh, what do you think you'll get?" And they're like, "Oh, I might get this and this or whatever." Like she went ahead and ordered like a couple things, and he's like, "I don't even know if it was stream of consciousness or if she was actually ordering. Like I don't know if she was just saying names of foods they had or if she was actually ordering." But either way, the server wrote down like 5 things, you know.
Yeah.
And so they're talking, and even as they're talking, she's like clearly different. Just eyes are a little wider. And he was like trying to keep the date like normal because he really seemed to like her, I guess, or wanted to hold on to whatever infatuation he built up around her, and just was trying to talk. And the whole time she's nodding, eyes wide, like nodding hard at everything he's saying, and has grabbed a napkin and started cleaning the edge of the table. Like off to the side. So she just whacks it on and whacks it off.
And you know, while he's telling a story, she's like, yeah.
Yeah.
Saying 1,000 yas.
Oh man. And then the food comes. So they're just, I guess she's just like that.
And
for
she
a little
screams.
The food comes and she actually says, "Is this ours?" Right? She's like, "Is this?"
Oh, it's so funny.
Is this ours?
Is this?
And he's like, "Yeah, it's what we ordered." And she's like, "I ordered all this?" Like, and he was like, "Yeah." And the server's still standing there. And he's like, "Yeah." And she was like, "I don't think I'd do that."
Oh.
And then him and the server just sort of look at each other. And then look at her. And they're both kind of like, yeah, but you did though.
You
Like
did.
you said nachos, chili cheeseburger. Like you were just saying all the words. Maybe you didn't mean them.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you literally only meant the first thing you said, and
Just
you kept
reading out
talking
loud.
at the same volume.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
so we all thought that's what you ordered. Once again, two things can be true at the same time. But yeah, this is all yours. And she was like, oh, okay. I guess I'll try.
I guess I'll try.
And then like didn't really like obviously didn't eat everything that she ordered, but was like picking at everything perfectly. Was just like a bite of this, drop a bite of this, and then still like nodding at everything at him. As
I like to imagine she's actually picking at it like a bird. I don't know why. That's just just hitting her face on everything a little bit.
And so then they're basically just sitting there. He's finished his food. She still has half the table to eat. And a very, very clean corner of the table.
Rubbing the varnish off on that one.
And so he's like, oh, so do you think you're done? Like, should I get the check and everything? And she was like, yeah, I think I think I'm done. Right? Just lots of yes, just like you said. Right?
Yeah. How much copper do you think is in this place?
But my favorite detail, my favorite part is that at the end he's like, oh, okay, so, and he's given up now. Like he really does know that this is over. There's no salvaging this, you know?
Oh, what? He didn't want a second date with the lady who did the meth in the Chili's bathroom?
That tried to do it in the bathroom with him. And then when he declined was like,
What?
I'm not going to waste it.
Yeah. I can't believe he's not going to give her another chance, and he's pulling the ripcord on this.
And so at the end, he's like, so you want me to give you a ride home or anything? She looked him dead in his face. Was like, no, I think I'll run.
I was just going to say, because she said no, and then turned around and sprinted down the road. But literally, no, I'm going to run.
And so they walked
Wow.
out together. He went to his truck. And then she was like, okay, this was fun. Bye. And then just like took off. And he was like, I was really worried because she wasn't running back in the direction that I picked her up.
Oh.
Yeah, she was just going for a run, I think.
She had to run by the meth store. Get some more.
She had to run back to her dealer and be like, can you believe it? Can you believe that he would say that he smoked and then he wouldn't smoke with me? And then when I smoked, he got all weird and then he tried to make me eat a bunch of food. And so I just left. Like, I could easily see that being her version of the story.
Oh, for sure. For sure. Now, what would you do? You're having and let's put yourself in his shoes. It doesn't have to necessarily be Chili's, but like you are having the time of your life. This date is going so well. You are just like, wow, she's amazing. You're smitten.
Yeah.
And then she busts out some meth. What does a Josh Johnson do in this scenario?
So I'm very worried that I wouldn't recognize it immediately. I think I'm worried because he smokes enough that he just knew that the differences in pipes and the difference, you know what I mean?
But you'd know once a rock comes into play that you...
I think I'd have a hard time, and I know this shouldn't matter, but I do think I'd have a hard time distinguishing the meth from crack. All right.
But does that matter?
It does kind of matter. It does change the game a little bit for me.
So if it was crack, you'd stay on the date.
I'm not saying I'd stay, but I think I'd be less concerned because I feel like...
Really?
I feel like crack and meth are on very different levels.
I mean, they are in ways, but I think they're both on the leave this date level.
Yeah. I'm not saying I wouldn't leave.
Okay.
I'm just saying I would be less concerned.
Okay, so let's explore both options then.
Okay, yeah.
okay, a rock comes into play. She looks at you and goes, "This is meth." Now, what is your reaction?
I think I pop that lock on the stall. I walk out, and I think I announce to the kitchen floor, someone is smoking meth in the bathroom.
Oh, you'd narc on her.
And then I walk out. Just because narking on her will slow her down long enough for me to get out.
Oh, because yeah, she's probably gonna come after you.
She gonna be fast. She gonna be strong.
Okay. Wow. Okay. So really ending the date. Okay. Now instead, the rock comes into play, and she goes, "Would you also like some crack?" Now, how do you handle this?
I pop the lock on the stall.
Okay.
I back out of the bathroom, and then I walk up to my server and say, "Can you please cancel my order?"
Okay.
I'm terribly ill. And then I leave.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So no narking on the crack.
I don't know if you need to.
Elaborate.
I just feel like I feel like crack gives people endurance, whereas meth gives people strength.
Okay.
And I feel like I'm more scared when someone. So here's the thing. In Louisiana and in Chicago, I've been like pressed by a clear crackhead before.
Oh, for sure.
And the way that you get pressed by a crackhead is just like, all right, if this person can beat me at all, it's gonna be because they outlast me, right?
Okay.
So I'm all I need to do now is make sure that all of my hooks are tight, all of my guard is up. You know, that I have my footwork at play. I'm able to get away from them, right? With meth, because methamphetamine is actually so broad, right?
True.
I don't know what exactly they're on. Is there a little angel dust in there? Can they feel their fingernails? Or do they just not have any recollection of having like ligaments so they're going to be able to lift a car? Like there's a level of like fight that if somebody that wants to get at you and they're on meth has, you're not getting away. They're getting to you.
Yeah. Yeah, meth makes you go a little Super Saiyan.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And so that's my thing now that I honestly have where I'm like, all right, this thing is a clear and present danger if they turn on me. This other thing is only a danger if they really know what they're doing, but they're probably going to be sloppy about it. So I'm not in that much trouble.
So now, have you had to fight someone in Chicago who was on crack?
I just had to push them away, but I didn't have to. We weren't fighting. But I was so this was back when I worked at the grocery store that shall not be named, not the good one, right?
Yeah, shall not be named unless you go back enough episodes and hear us name it a lot. But for some reason now we don't name it. Now it's Voldemort for some reason. But
I was walking home from the California street location. And so I don't know if you remember where I lived, but in Rogers Park, I basically needed 2 buses to get home. Now, I'm still fairly new to Chicago when this happened, so I'm relying on my phone a lot to pick the right bus and know the route and all that stuff, because luckily Chicago's on a grid, right? But my phone dies maybe 10 minutes into the walk home because it's either going to be a 34-minute walk home or 2 buses. And since I knew my phone was about to die, I was like, the other bus takes me slightly out of the way. So let me just try to walk home as straight as I can. So that way, when my phone dies, I can just already be on the right path, a couple streets off and everything.
Right.
And because also the buses from that location weren't reliable. So I was like, my phone may very well die waiting for the bus. And I would just, I don't know, I'd hate it. So let me just walk home now, right? Get a head start. And so I start walking. And you know how, I think it's called like Little India, but there's that area of there's that area of, maybe it's still Rogers Park, but it's on the way of that California street where,
unlike Devon there,
Yeah,
that whole area.
yeah.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah, Little India, that
yeah. So
that West Ridge area.
And so we can imagine like that Devon area. It's actually, I like it a lot. It's really nice.
It's great
because
it's rough to drive through.
It's rough to drive through, and because it's so neighborhoody, a lot of it will close by like 10. So
A lot of the stuff closes, and everyone is just there's crosswalks are a mere suggestion.
Yeah, and so imagine walking / running through it at 11, where everything is closed. So anyone out at night at this moment is out to do other business.
Yes,
It's the most polite way I can put it, but it's like none of the storefronts are open.
Yeah,
And so
if you're out, you're not shopping on the legal markets.
yeah.
We'll say.
Yeah. And so I'm running through it, and I start running because my phone is at truly 1%. And I don't know why Apple does this, but it really does keep the phone on 1% for 10% of the time. So let's say you're at 10%, it'll go 10, 9, 8, 7 in like 3 minutes, but it'll be on 1% for like 20 minutes.
The next day.
Yeah. And so,
Well, yeah, because that's like cars do that too, where it's like you'll hit E, but really it's just to let you know you're empty, but then you've got like 10 more miles on a lot of cars.
yeah.
But then it just gives you that moment of being like, you're just waiting now.
And so I started running because I was like, I don't want to be out here with a dead phone, and I'm still new to the city, and like,
Right. Yeah.
I don't really know where I am and everything. And so then,
Don't worry. Eventually, he would never figure out where he was anyway.
I'm at a crosswalk,
Yeah.
trying to make there's a fork in the road. It's actually as you start to get near your place, really, where maybe west of you, there's a fork in the road that is like, it's pretty, I would say it's like not that substantial, but what ends up happening is like, if depending on which one you pick will depend on if you're a mile off or not eventually.
Oh, like when you get to like the corner of like Devon and Clark and stuff. 'Cause there's
Exactly.
where like Ashland branches off from Clark, and like that goes at an angle. People love our very specific Chicago references, so that corner.
Yeah, that corner. I'm at a crossroads at that corner.
Used to be by the Deluxe Diner.
Because now my phone is dead, and I'm almost home, and I don't know it fully, right?
Yeah.
And then this guy tries to approach me. And this is actually a horrible corner for me. Every time I've been on this corner, something bad has happened. I could do a whole episode about this corner. It's like, remember I told you about that guy that tried to, I mean, I'll tell you in another episode, but there was a guy that tried to get me to drink his water bottle.
No.
He was adamant. It was at that same corner. And he's
Really?
like, no, drink it. And I was just like, bro, this is the worst way. You're like trying to roofie a person with the most energy I've ever seen right now. Like,
Yeah.
it's water.
You got to be sneakier, bro.
Dude, and he kept, I was scared he was going to try to splash me with it. He kept putting it to my mouth
Oh my God.
and trying to grab me and make me drink it. And I was like, dude, get away from me. And this guy was just, he was not having it. He was like, drink this. I was like, jeez. And so anyway, for this purpose, there was a crackhead. And
For this purpose.
yeah, because I don't want to mix people up too much. I was referencing a story I'll tell more about later, but I'm
sure.
still on the crackhead story. And basically, this crackhead was like noticing, just sniffed me out like a truffle pig, just knew I was lost. He really did. He was like, fear? Ooh, I could handle a little fear.
Yeah, fear goes down easy. Let's do it.
Yeah. And so then I'm I'm like kind of panicking because I recognize some of the streets a little bit, but I know if I take the wrong turn, it's going to take me another 20 minutes to get home or whatever. Because there's
Right.
not only is my phone dead, so I can't order an Uber, but I don't have Uber money back then, you know?
Right.
And
Well, an Uber was still pretty new at that point too.
yeah, it was still pretty fresh.
So you're like brand new to Chicago then.
I think I had only had this job for 2 weeks. So yeah,
Wow,
I was
okay.
like very, very new.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. And I think I had also never, as dumb as it may sound, make fun of me if you want, I don't think I had ever come home from this angle. So I truly didn't have any sights to recognize. Like,
I know what you mean, but calling it angle.
like if you always take a left when you leave your house, and then
Right.
you know exactly how to get home from everywhere left of your house, and
sure.
then
Yeah,
one
yeah.
day you just end up on the right,
Yeah.
and you're like,
Yeah,
I've
no,
never
I get
even
that.
seen this street before. And I know I'm so close to home, you know?
Right. Yeah.
And so this crackhead sees me, and he's just like, okay. This crackhead saw me, and it really came at me like you would come at a stray dog. He was like, hey, buddy.
And his hand out for you to sniff. Little
He was
guy,
like, hey,
you lost?
Hey, buddy, how you doing? Like, he really...
Oh, hey, buddy, from the shadows is never good.
And he's coming at me like I'm literally a puppy that's gonna run away if he gets too close. Because even his steps are a little too delicate. Like,
Oh, that's some real like Pennywise energy.
yeah,
You know?
yeah.
Hey, bud, we all float down here.
And he's also as a crackhead, he doesn't look good. So it's that much scarier. It's
Right.
like it would be scary if any person at night was like, hey, buddy, you lost? Are you lost? It's like that's already unsettling. But just imagine they had a
And
little.
for the audience who can't, I'm looking into your eyes in this Zoom call. That was very unsettling. The calmer version you did was much worse.
And like I can't even. Okay, I'm trying to describe how he looked in a way that sounds rational, but he just did not. It's gonna make me sound crazy to describe how he looked because he truly didn't. He looked like he had half blown up because half of his hair was sticking up and to a side, and that same side of body, right? So his whole right side had kind of a suit on. And the rest was just shirt.
Okay.
Does this make sense what I'm saying? It like he
No.
almost looked like Two-Face from Batman, except Two-Face is wearing a different colored suit on either side. This
Okay,
dude
gotcha.
had like a suit in tatters that was hanging off of his right side. His
Okay.
left side was just the shirt.
Gotcha.
So his left side was way more messed up than his right side.
Okay.
But his
Gotcha.
right side from the neck up looked like the side that the bomb went off on. Because it's like his hair
Okay.
was over here, like Einstein-ish on the right
Gotcha.
side. And the left side of hair was like pretty normal. And then
Okay.
the right side had like a suit and the left side just had shirt.
Remember how when we were kids they had action figures that was like Battle Ravage Spider-Man?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
That was like had holes in the outfit. So this Battle Ravage crackhead.
Yes, it is because it looked like the best way I can describe it truly is that it looked like he had freshly been hit by a car.
Oh God.
like he was clearly not okay. And so he starts like inching towards me. He's like, "Hey, buddy. Hey, are you lost? How you doing?"
Did he say, "Are you lost"?
He said, "Are you lost?" Because he saw me.
Oh, God.
He saw me run to that corner, but then look around.
Oh God.
Because I was just trying to get as far as I could on foot while my phone was still alive, but then it died. You know.
And he's like, "I'll help you get home if you answer these riddles."
And he was like, I've never, except in New York, had someone try to rob me, but in such a clearly they haven't been robbing long.
Right.
And so he was like, he basically was like, I'll give you directions home if you just like tell me where you live and a little bit of money. Like he worded it as poorly as you can word it for someone trying to rob me. Like his offer was terrible. He was like, just tell me where you live and give me some money and I'll get you home. It was like that. It was like that. It was horrible. And so then I'm like, oh, I'm good. And he's like, you're not good.
Oh God.
Yeah. Dude, this is really scary. He was like, you're not good. And I was like, no, man, I'm all right. Like, I'm gonna get home and everything. And like, I think I even tried to make up some lie about meeting some people or something. And
Right.
it was like, truly, this is like really scary because
I'm meeting up with my very strong girlfriend.
yeah, I'm gonna meet up with
Leave me alone, sir.
with my real strong girlfriend and her whole rugby team. So you better watch out. Like it was, dude. I was like saying all types of stuff. I don't even know what. I'm probably sound just as crazy as him because I was trying to say stuff to scare him off because he keeps getting closer to me. I forgot to mention that he keeps getting closer with everything he says.
Oh God. And are you still just on this corner or are you?
I'm waiting for the light to change.
Oh, okay.
This is all happening like actually pretty quickly.
Right.
And so he's getting closer and he's like, you're not good. You need help. Let me help you. And I was like, nah, man, I'm all right and everything. Like I'm gonna meet some people and stuff. And like, I'm not even trying to get home. I like specifically in case he followed me, I was like, I'm not even trying to get home. Right. Because I didn't know how much energy this dude had or if he was going to try to fight me and I'd run and he'd chase me or whatever. And then this dude was like,
right.
This is where I knew we were going to have to swing. Because, like, this dude literally said to me, I'm like, I'm trying to do it without laughing so you can actually see how scary it was. Okay. But it's so scary, it is actually pretty funny. So I'm like, oh yeah, I'm not even trying to get home. I'm just trying to meet up with my friends. And then he said, like, he must have been a crackhead psychic because then he was like, no one's coming.
Oh God.
And to say that to me on the street at night, and technically we're in public.
Yeah.
Very technically we're in public.
Yes.
And so to tell me no one's coming, like we're in my own basement.
Yeah.
Is so crazy. And so he got closer to me and like now I'm backing up because I still have a whole, like I technically could have crossed the street the other direction and then tried to walk and everything. But I was just trying to deal with it as best as I knew how. And it was all happening kind of fast, like while the light was changing. Yeah. And so then he gets a little bit closer to me and I was like, hey, bro, back up. Like, why do you keep coming towards me and everything? And he was like, I'm trying to help you. I was like, well, I don't need your help. And then he got a little closer and I was like, dude, back off. And then he pushed me and like,
oh shit,
he didn't push me into traffic, but I definitely could have fell in traffic. Like, luckily there was no traffic because it's like we're at the street corner, you know? So by pushing me, you're pushing me in the street, you know?
Yeah.
And then he got a little closer and I just pushed him back and like just started yelling. Like it just all came out. I was like, oh, fuck off, get out of my face. Like all this stuff like that. And he finally like backed up a little bit and I just crossed the street and I tried to not look back. Because then that's like looking back is a sign of like, I really hope you don't follow me.
Right, yeah.
And so then I waited till like, I waited for a street and a half to look back, but I can't see that far. So then I was like, I don't think he behind me, but I can't tell.
If only I had glasses.
So when I looked back at that street corner, I couldn't really see him. And so I was like, all right, maybe he like turned the corner and walked his own way or something. But I was like, I was terrified. It was horrible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, but that's also, you know, that area, Because that guy handling it that way, the guy just trying to give you water. Everyone I've encountered that has a weird thing like in that area, no one was smooth about it.
Yeah, never.
You know what I mean?
Never.
Never smooth. It was always a convoluted way to try to rob you or proposition you or something. Where a lot of times you're like, wait, what? No, okay, no, bye.
Yeah, like everybody on that corner is.
No one
bad
just pulled
at
a
it.
gun in that area. No one just had a weapon.
Well, no one also like even for solicitation.
I was just gonna say, I remember a story where I was walking in that area, and this lady was on the street, and she looked like the best way I can describe her is she looks like a small town Midwestern mom. Like she's just wearing like kind of sensible pants and like a blouse, like, and she's got like a big handbag. And I walk by and she's like says something to me, and I was like, oh, I leaned in. I'm like, I'm sorry, what? And she goes, you looking for a date? And I was like, oh no, I wasn't. I thought you were just a lady that was like lost. And I was like, no, sorry.
Even the solicitation would be like hilariously bad to the point where you're literally like, are you? Would you like to buy a bag of sex?
Yeah,
like
no,
that's
they
the
were
level
that bad in that area.
That's the level that because when people were trying to solicit you, you wouldn't even know what they were saying at all.
Yeah,
not just in volume like in yours, in like the actual description of
yes.
Like there was a guy that approached me one time, and he like some people blink a lot, it's whatever, but it just felt like he was so cagey about it. Like, how when you ask someone out and they say no and you're like, I didn't want to go out with you anyway, right?
Yeah.
That's the vibe that he had. So that he approaches me and then he was like, hey, you want to get out of here or something? You want to like hang out for a little bit? I was like, oh, no, I'm good. And he turned on me. He was like, well, you go to hell, all right? I should pay you to blow me, okay? I was like, wow, all right.
Yeah, my buddy Caleb was a target for a lot of interactions like that, like because he lived right next to Pressure, like he lived in that area, and it's like 3 doors down. We'd go from one to the other, and in that you'd have some drunk guy who's just like, oh hey, but like, are you like, where are you going? And he's like, home. He's like, cool, like, but what if you didn't? And it's like, cool, but I am though.
What if you didn't? What if
like,
I killed you?
It's like, yeah, but like, are you guys like gonna go like party somewhere? It's like, no, I'm going home.
Yeah.
Let's hang out here. No.
That also happened to me in New York. There was a guy who was like clearly off on the train, and he just walks up and starts talking to me because I give off that vibe. And so we're not even chatting so much. At first, I think I'm having a new conversation with a stranger, and then I realize he's too dialed in, and he's like telling me all this stuff about like some drama that happened at what I can only assume is like halfway house from the way he described it, and then he gets on the train next to me, which I'm like, oh no, like this is rough. And he's like, so where are you going? I was like, oh, I'm gonna do a comedy show, and blah blah blah. And he was like, well, I would love to come to that comedy show with you. I was like, oh no, but it's also it was a free show, so it was like there's no stopping him. There wasn't even a cover at the door that could have blocked him. And then 3 stops later, the cops got on the train, and they were like, walked up to him and they were like, get off the train. And for a split second, I thought they might have been talking to both of us. So I'm already like, And then he said something. He was like, what'd I do? And the cop pulled out some pepper spray and just held it to his side and was like, get off the train. And so then he goes with them. And apparently, I don't know, I guess they had been looking for him, or I don't know what it was, because he was acting erratic when he walked up to me on the platform.
Right.
So,
okay. So maybe they just called ahead. Or it'd be great if they like held up a note. They're like, we found your calling card.
Yeah.
And he's like, you followed the clues. I remember in that area too in Chicago. I can't remember if I've told this story on the podcast before, but this one I still don't know what this guy wanted, what the goal was, or what his plan was. Because it was me and a couple friends. We were leaving a Mexican place. We were leaving with some tacos and stuff, and this guy just appeared out of nowhere. And this is during the day too. This isn't even at night. He just somehow appeared, and he walks up, and this is his exact voice. This is gonna sound like I'm doing a cartoonish voice, but he sounded like a Muppet. Because he just walks out and he goes, "Oh, hey, do you guys have cigarettes?" And we said no. And he goes, "Oh, want one of mine?" Just looking down at your phone. Cool. It's fun to tell stories when you're just...
No, I'm sorry.
Nope, it's okay.
It just seemed,
that one out. It's fine.
It just seemed like Mario.
That's what I'm saying. He sounded like a cartoon.
And that's what I was trying to pull up in time. And then you called me out. Because I didn't have the timing. But I was like, oh, he sounds like Mario.
And this great sight gag is Josh holding up a picture of Mario Lopez. And he held it up to the Zoom camera, so that's not even going to be in the video.
Well, you said you were going to cut it, so I didn't.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man. You see why I shouldn't do puns?
You shouldn't Google while I'm talking to you.
No, fair enough, but I really thought I had something that was going to get you.
You thought that was going to really break down the house.
With you, I was like, oh, this is silly. Maybe he'll like it. Couldn't have been more wrong.
Well, should we open up the mailbag for the
Let's do it.
first time in 2023?
Make it happen.
Make it happen. Let me see. I know we got some from some people who were at shows recently.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, so here is one. This is from Ginger, and it is titled "In Defense of the Coffee Creamer Scandal."
Okay, scandal. I like scandal.
I like that it's a scandal.
Yeah.
But hi, J-Lo. I want to start off by saying I'm a huge fan of y'all. I had enjoyed Josh's comedy on YouTube years ago, but rediscovered him during the pandemic. And once I did, I dove into a joyful rabbit hole of laughs that was so needed at that time. My best friend and I even went to his Zoom show where Logan opened. And it is definitely something we still talk about. That would have been right before we started this show.
Yeah.
And it's definitely something we still talk about, especially after she moved to New York, where she interned on the Stephen Colbert Show and got to see Josh perform.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow. Your podcast has brought me much joy and loud laughs over the years on the bus to work, and at night, where I only listen to old episodes as I can't sleep if I'm actively listening. Oh, I can't sleep if I'm actively listening to news stories. The best part is sometimes lines from your show will incorporate themselves into my dreams. So I'll just have a character saying something like, disagreeing with strangers on the internet, what's more American than that? I like that. I like characters in the dream.
Yeah, me too.
Sorry
That's
about your brain,
fire.
King. Just, yeah. Sorry this email is so long. I recently got to take my fiance to Josh's Tacoma show, which you both were amazing in, and we were sad we couldn't snatch up those 2 front row seats. Oh, I think they were at that show.
Yep.
There was one.
Yep.
There was a show where Josh went out and was very pointed about the 2 empty seats up front. And these upper paragraphs are basically what I would have said if I wanted to hold up the meet and greet line. But to the point of the email, I recently had a time at work where 2 coworkers were talking about if a sticky box of French vanilla coffee creamers were still good. I was also curious, so I popped one open and shot it back. It was delicious, sweet, and milky, and I could absolutely see myself nursing a glass of this on the couch with a friend. Put it in my coffee this morning. Not as good. So, Logan, I'm sorry, but Josh is totally right. If I didn't know it was coffee creamer and thought it was just a sweet milk, I would have made the same mistake he should be acquitted of all charges of cartoonish behavior for the scenario, at least. Anyway, thank you both for the laughs. I rate this podcast 100 out of 50 Squiggle Bops. Squiggle Bops is a new one.
Boom.
Ginger,
Vindicated.
thank you for emailing in. You're very wrong.
Vindicated.
No, a lot. I mean, there are a lot of wrong and sick people out there in the world. And you're not vindicated, especially too. She's like, I would take it as a sweet milk. That's not a thing.
Vindicated. Hey, thank you all.
Hey,
thank you, Logan.
Hey,
for being the best co-host in the world, and thank you all for listening to the Josh Johnson Show.
Wow, I really thought there was gonna be a turn there. I prepared for.
Yeah, you really braced yourself, like I hit you or something.
You've never done that before.
Thank you so much for listening. Rather than asking you anything at all, I'm not even going to plug socials or anything. I just want to say thank you for listening. And if you enjoyed this episode, just tell one friend. That's all I need. Just one friend. Tell them about crack, tell them about meth, and tell them about this show. Okay. It'll be good preamble for the show. Not saying tell them, like, spread the word, like, do it. I'm just saying, like, hey, do you think crack stories are funny? Well, this episode.
Oh, boy. Yeah. Do I have a show for you?
Yeah.
I do want to plug because as of this release, it'll be this weekend, this coming Sunday. It's our first virtual show of 2023.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want to come hang out with us while we do these, and especially if you've never been to them, they always... they're a fun time. We interact a lot with everyone who's there. We've kind of built a little community around it. So I'm just excited to get those going again. Because it's been over a month now since we've done one. So we had to do it kind of early in December. So I do want to plug that because it's a very fun time, and I'd love more people to come join us and grow that goofy community.
Yeah.
So there'll be a link in the bottom, in the bio and stuff. January 29th is when that's happening.
Thank you all so much, and I hope you have a great rest of the day into the weekend.
Bye-bye.
Crack.
Don't meth with me.
Hey, thanks so much for watching. Please like and subscribe. It really supports the channel. Hit the bell notification because apparently it's the only way YouTube will tell you that something happened. And just tell a friend. That's the biggest thing you could do. Just tell one person in your life that you like, maybe you don't like, that this video happened to you.
We release the podcast every Thursday on all the podcast apps, so you should find us there and subscribe on those and comment and leave reviews and whatever on all of them. And also, if you want bonus stuff, you can join our Patreon, patreon.com/Josh Johnson Show. We have bonus podcasts and videos and stuff there, and we'd love to see you.
Welcome to the Josh Johnson Show. I'm Josh Johnson, joined by my co-host, fellow stand-up comedian Logan Nielsen. Logan, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing okay, man. How are you?
I'm fine. It's like it's a pretty okay couple of weeks and stuff. Like I really can't complain. I'm finding though that I like living in New York.
Mm-hmm.
Not always in love with it, but I think that I understand old New Yorkers now, because the things that I've seen since I've been here, it's like at a certain point it does become too much, where you're not even like enjoying that there's a story there. You're genuinely like, no one should see this much,
Yeah. No, I know what you mean by that. I definitely know what you mean by that.
Because I like to take walks. I like to just go and take a long walk and think, or try to get out of my head, or, just a long walk. And I remember one time I walked from, I don't remember where I was in the city, but I walked to Brooklyn. Like I walked home, which took hours. Like this was like a 3-4 hour walk that I was on.
Mm-hmm.
And some of it I was listening to a podcast. Some of it I wasn't. Some of it I was just like taking the day in and stuff, It's a nice enough day. And I don't know, at a certain point you get to a place where it's good to be present, but sometimes you don't want to be present where you are. You know what I mean? Like sometimes you're like, man, sure, it's good that I'm like in the moment, but this isn't a good moment.
That was like a vaguely nihilist Hallmark card you just had there. It's always good to be present, but sometimes you don't want to be present where you are.
Look, if you are okay, the best example.
No, I get exactly what you mean. It's just I would like that. I think we should start making cards that are just very neutral like that.
Hey, it was
because it's not even pessimistic. It's not even bad, really. It's just kind of like, eh.
It's just there are some times where you only want to be so aware, because awareness is like anything. It's like I even think this goes against any Zen teaching, but I think even awareness should be in moderation. Like I don't think that it's healthy to just be locked in all the time. And I realize your life is, you only get one, and you only have the time that you have, and we don't know how much we have. But to be fully locked in, especially if you're not in a good place that day,
Yeah, it's real easy to just then to go like, what's the point of any of it just because you're having a shitty day? I do that all the time. Are you kidding me?
But like,
I will go from having an amazing day and being like, I'm really lucky to have the life I have, and the next day then I'll just be, and it's not even like a depression thing, but it's just like nothing matters. Why do I care about anything?
I went on this walk, and I at one point I sat down. I think I may have been at Meatball Shop, but I wanted to just get something to eat and something I know I would like. I was not feeling adventurous this day. I think I may have even been in a bad mood. Like I think easily I could have been in a bad mood. Anyway, I'm sitting outside taking the day in, and I don't even like eating outside. I hate it. I hate eating outside so much. You are a slave. You are at the mercy of the elements, and the people that love this is just it's too much for me. The fact that when
it's like camping,
yeah,
that's why people like it.
Oh god. Anyone who loves eating outside has not had enough stuff happen outside. Like legitimately, you're at the mercy of whatever passes by, whether that be dirty wind or a car really fling some sludge onto the sidewalk. You're on the sidewalk. There's no dining out in New York. There's only a couple of beer gardens in the entirety of New York. So if you're eating outside, you're eating on the sidewalk.
You're on the street. You're at the mercy of the streets of New York.
This place was busy, so I had to eat outside. And for whatever reason, that day it was nice enough. I didn't mind it. And I'm like being present. I'm locked into the fact that like the sunlight is hitting everything in a really beautiful way. There's like a brisk breeze, but it's not consistent, and it's not chilly, and it's just enough. Like the temperature is just enough that you don't even feel like you're outside. That perfect temp that's like it almost like it. I know it's not, because we would be boiling, but it feels like it matches your body temperature, because you just, even though you're outside, you feel like there's no weather, because it's just such a comfortable temperature. You know what I'm talking about?
I don't know, but I've rarely been comfortable outside. I'm a large, sweaty man. I don't know.
I feel like we talked about this one time while we were walking, maybe when we were doing the Colorado shows, and it was so nice out that we were like, oh, it feels.
I think that's because that's an air quality we're not used to. Higher elevation and stuff like that. So it felt perfect. You get less of that, I don't know, heavy air.
That could be it. Like my thing is basically, I said all this to say, I was taking in the moment. It was a beautiful moment, and it was broken by a couple that like sadly wasn't breaking up. This just seemed to be one of their fights. that they were having.
Oh.
And they're at the table behind me, and it's just, you can tell they've been whispering for a while, and now they're too pissed to whisper. And so it's just him being like, who even are you? Who even are you?
Oh, yes.
And I'm like,
yes.
Not
Were
today.
they at one of the other tables?
Yeah.
Or were they just
yeah.
happened to be
They were
out?
at the table behind
That's
me.
even better. That's even better.
So they're outside. And the worst part is that the entire inside is packed, but the outside is just me and them.
Oh, okay. So you're a third wheel to this
This entire
argument.
restaurant is too packed for me to even sit at the bar.
Right.
But then outside is empty. It's just me and them.
Yeah.
And it's like it was it's just too much. You know, like that, because they're not even having like a nasty fight. Their fight is barely interesting, right? At one point, the guy he says something to her, and now they're talking at the level that I'm talking right now. So not loud, but just talking, just not whispering anymore. They're both too angry, to like worry about company, and.
Their guest, Josh.
And basically, out of nowhere, she's like, I don't even want to talk about this right now. You're embarrassing me. And he's like, in front of who?
Ouch. Burn. That's a dig at you.
Well, he doesn't see me. He's like back to back with me. He's like, in front of who? We're outside. All right. Am I embarrassing you in front of New York?
Yeah.
And
she goes, you're embarrassing me in front of podcast and television's Josh Johnson. What a great way to meet a fan. That'd be the best.
It was horrible. And then they managed to eat. So I guess they must have got there like 5 minutes before I got there, because they stopped fighting in time enough to order, then start fighting again. Then they stopped fighting for the little while that they were eating, and then started fighting again until the bill came. And it was like
That's too calm. That's too calm while having a fight. If you're fighting before you even order. Yeah.
That's the thing. They ate fast so they could argue more. They actually didn't enjoy their food so that they could be like, and another thing. Like, that is so wild to me. It was horrible.
Yeah. I mean, if I'm honest, though, I would have loved that. But we've talked before. I enjoy couple fights on the streets. So
yeah, you would have loved this one.
That's dinner and a show.
Slinging spaghetti out of your mouth on a sidewalk in the afternoon too. Like, that was my other thing where I was like,
it happened today?
No. This is a while back.
Okay, but I was just wondering, was it a weekday? Because today's a weekday.
No, it was a weekday. Yeah.
Wow. So afternoon.
In my head, this is when I was on hiatus. So then in my head, I'm like, okay, y'all are either like me, where you're on some sort of vacation and one of you has ruined it, or neither one of y'all has a job anyway. So like, I don't know why. Because here's the thing: if you're out like that, if you're out in the world like that at 3:30, I'm not gonna presume to know what's going on with everybody's life, but if you can be out in the sun having spaghetti at 3:30 on a Tuesday, you got a good life. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. So what are you fighting about? You know,
what are y'all fighting about?
What are you fighting about?
Because y'all weren't
clearly
fighting
got
about
it
the bill.
made. You got afternoon weekday spaghetti. What can you be mad about?
I'm just saying. Think about how many people like are either have to worry about something or have to be at work at 3:30.
Oh, for sure. So
then the fact that I'm here, y'all are here, everyone else is here, by the way. I did not expect that place to be packed on a weekday for like it must have been an entire corporate office's lunch.
Oh yeah.
Late lunch.
Closed for private party.
Yeah.
Yeah, true. 3:30 is a strange time too.
Dude, I would. So first of all, I walk in. I almost think it's an actual private party, like someone's birthday, because I've never seen the place that packed, even at night. So then
Right.
I walk in and I'm like, something's happening. Like, are they shooting a movie here? This is crazy, right? And then they're like, oh, we have seating outside. I'm like, oh god.
You hate eating outside so much. And generally, I don't love it either. It has to be the right type of weather for me to want to eat outside.
Have you eaten outside New York?
Yeah.
Oof, it's the worst here. I don't even know if I care about
why do you
eating
think-
outside other places.
Why do you think it's the worst there? What is it that really...
Bro, there's no think. I was farted on.
See? This is what I'm trying to get to. I'm getting to the goods.
This dude.
When did you get farted on while eating outside in New York?
I went to a restaurant with Sally, and I think it was Mediterranean or something. Went to this restaurant with Sally, and it was good. We were enjoying ourselves. And then this guy passed by and is like playing on his phone or something and just fully lets loose. And you can tell. I still debate whether or not it was on purpose. Like maybe this dude was being a jerk, who knows? But
Yeah.
he farted really loud and really hard right as he passed me. And then I had a moment of like, and then whether he heard me go, or whatever, he just like bolted around the corner. And I was just like, so he definitely did fart. And it wasn't
Probably
even
farted.
like he farted and then laughed or whatever. I think this person was genuinely embarrassed.
Yeah, something happened to him there. He wasn't expecting that.
Yeah. And like, honestly, we're outside, so it's not even like I smelled anything. But I just realized as I was out there that if this did happen inside, I'm not saying it can't, but if it did happen inside, there'd be a discussion. You know what I mean? You're not getting away from me that fast inside.
Oh, you can't. Yeah, you can't sprint away.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're saying there'd be some slight decorum, perhaps, if it happened inside.
I would at least catch up to you and ask you if you have
Hey, did you
ruined your pants. Because it didn't sound like a healthy fart.
Oh, see, so this is more coming of concern for them. You're more concerned about this person and their well-being.
I guess. I mean, I wasn't that mad,
I guess.
but I would like to know. It's like, hey, are you gonna live? Like there's some noises that come out of a person where you're like, no, you're sick.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
No.
yeah, especially I don't know. Why is it worse that it's someone not at the restaurant with you? It's just a passerby.
It's just a passerby because they could be living a dusty life. They could be living like a genuinely unhealthy
Right,
life where they shoot out hot dog farts at you as you're just trying to enjoy your grape leaves.
Okay, so you've been farted on. Gotta say, that's a first great reason. It's a first great reason to hate dining outside New York. Is there any other reason? Because you keep talking about the elements. Has anything happened to you elements wise?
This did not happen to me because I was inside.
Okay.
But I saw outside that a bike messenger, at least he looked like a bike. He could have been seamless, but a bike messenger completely totaled a table. So he was not looking.
No.
And like this dude, okay, this I don't know. I don't even know if I should be laughing about this because everybody seemed genuinely hurt. But he basically, this guy was coming out of nowhere. And in New York, there are bike lanes, but there aren't enough bike lanes, and the bike lanes aren't everywhere. So sometimes
they're not consistent. They're not consistent.
Yeah. So sometimes someone, especially if you have a certain route, as a cyclist, you get on the sidewalk. This person clearly was turning from a street with a bike lane to a street without one, and was not looking ahead, was probably looking sideways or maybe looking for the bike lane or whatever where it was going to continue. Because
Behind them, they're being chased.
to be fair, there was a van. Like this is what ended up happening. There was a bike lane, right? This person was in the bike lane. At the turn, like at the intersection, there's a parked van that they would have either had to turn more into the road to pass or mount the sidewalk to pass. Okay.
Gotcha. Yeah.
When they mounted the sidewalk, whether they were looking at the van or whether they were looking to see if the bike lane was there, they mounted the sidewalk and then just completely ate up this couple that was sitting at a table outside.
Damn.
Like it was really bad.
That's like a
like the person,
that's like a movie stunt.
Yeah, like the person on the bike went flying first, right?
Oh, no.
So the person on the bike went flying. Then the person that they sort of flew over just slid more onto the table. Then the person that they flew into fell back with them. And so the person that they flew over that's like pushed into the table just falls sideways. So then all the food falls on that person. But it was one of those things that when you see it, you immediately think that the cyclist is in the wrong, but then you see the van and you're like, all right, well, I don't think that should be there because no one was in it.
Oh,
Someone just parked their van, like, you know, kind of in the intersection almost.
But yeah, like,
just imagine you're at a restaurant and the table explodes.
Yeah. I was gonna say, like, yes, it sounds bad. It sounds like everyone got hurt, but golly, I bet that'd be great to see.
Look.
Oh man, that'd be so awesome to see. Sounds really bad. I hope everyone was okay.
Can you imagine? Okay, this is what it looked like. Do you remember the Spider-Man movie from 2001? Maybe the one with Tobey Maguire, the first,
the original Spider-Man.
Okay.
Yeah,
the original Spider-Man. Remember, I think it's in the first one or it may be the second one, where Mary Jane's talking, his spidey sense tingles, and then he grabs her, and because Doc Ock, it must be the second one, because Doc Ock throws the car into the coffee shop.
Yeah.
Okay, imagine that, but if nobody moved. Because the cyclist came crashing into them, and there was no superhero sequence where they dodged anything. Yeah. Every plate hit them, the cutlery hit them, every knee was scraped. Like it just everyone flew too much. Everyone, because the cyclist flew so much that I was like, let's make sure he's moving. You know what I mean?
Was this a scene for something? Was this a stunt chase that happened here?
Yeah, and then the person who got hit from the back, they fell like Family Guy style because they also had
like a bent knee and
okay, so not only
they always have that arm hanging like behind them or whatever.
Yeah, so for the people just listening, just imagine a person is on the ground and a table is sideways, but the tablecloth is on them, like tucking them in. The tablecloth has fallen on them with the plates. And they're not moving right away. Everybody is as hurt as they are surprised. Dude, this was like genuinely, I thought I had seen
a death? You thought?
Yeah. I thought I had genuinely seen someone like messed up for real. We're
always flirting with it.
Yeah.
The Josh Johnson show, flirting with the afterlife. That's what we are.
Because the way that everyone fell had to be like the sloppiest way you could fall. Because also these weren't like young people.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying? Like these weren't.
I do know what you're saying, and that's the last detail that I didn't want.
Dude, that like these people look like they only got two of those hits in them.
Even the cyclist was an elderly man.
He wasn't that old, but he was like old enough that you don't want him to fall off his bike at all, right? he didn't look like Biden on a bike, but he looked close, you know? Yeah. And so then the fact that the force that everyone got hit with and the fact that everybody flew, you know what it did to me though, why it was so scary for me is actually because of a misconception that I had. So growing up,
bikes were made of knives.
What?
I said that bikes were made of knives.
No.
It's a misconception you had.
I
jokes.
have watched a lot of Law & Order SVU, right? and in one episode of Law and Order SVU, the way that they start the episode is this bike messenger who has been hired by a disgruntled parent who didn't get custody to kidnap his kid back, right? Tries to do that at the beginning of the episode. So the beginning of the episode is them in a park with a grandma and a kid, and then a guy grabs the kid and is trying to like run and get away, puts the kid on his bike. The kid's like, grandma. He's pedaling on the bike and he's got some speed, and then just crashes into the grandma hard, right? Now, later on in that episode, they kill the grandma, okay? So later on in the episode, they're like, oh, Nana didn't make it, right? So then I was like, man, can a person be on a bike fast enough to kill you, you know? And so when I saw that, even though I know that they'd have to be going Usain Bolt kicking levels fast to kill you, I still had a flashback of when I was younger and that bike messenger hit that old woman and she died in the episode. So when I saw the like table explode, because also like food is hitting the window. Right. So like there's little like dips that have hit the window and you're not sure what's sauce and what's blood, you know? Because you're like, did these people just explode? Because I can't see everyone.
I just love that you had like, you had a flashback to a TV show.
Yeah,
because
dude, I thought these people could die. I thought that
you have PTSD about SUV, huh? Don't get mad.
But you said the vehicle.
Oh, I did say the vehicle.
Yeah,
We'll go again. PTSD from SVU. I think it's because SUV sounded better rhyme.
It does rhyme, yeah.
I think that's why my brain did it.
That's why I almost didn't say anything.
Yeah. PTSDVU.
Jeez. But yeah, no, they like Miami. They got that was like hard to watch. And in my head I was like, man, this is why one of the other reasons why Dying Out. And I've actually, I don't know who I've told this story to. I think this is the first time I'm telling that story, and it's to you, because I don't think I've ever told Sally about that.
You were really traumatized by that episode of Law and Order SVU.
Dude, okay. So this is the thing that happened in my head in the restaurant.
Yeah.
Because once again, I don't really care about eating alone. Like I'll go have a meal by myself and just chill. Right. Especially if I heard the place is good, or if it's right there and it looks, like reasonable prices, anything.
And you're gonna hold a server hostage with conversation anyway. So
yeah. So I'm sitting at the bar when this happened, right?
Okay, so you were in the restaurant that it happened out in front of.
Yeah.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah.
That's even better.
And so I'm eating tacos.
It's like the people it's like the people who are inside in Ghostbusters when Lewis gets attacked by the dog.
Dude,
the table explodes and everyone calmly goes back to eating.
I'm like, and a couple people, this was so funny to me, right? This is when I knew I was in a different place, because this is early when I lived in New York. So I was like, I think I was in Queens, right? And
okay.
And so then the whole thing happens, and just like bodies flying and everything, and then like everybody hit the ground, right? And there was only 2 tables outside, because this is pre-pandemic. So this is just like, hey, we have these 2 tables. These 2 tables and these 4 chairs in front of the restaurant. Everything else is in the restaurant, and the restaurant's too small. It's like a little storefront restaurant, right?
Yeah, so they don't have a big patio anyway, just a couple seats out front.
Yeah. Couple seats way too close to the sidewalk, and and basically I'm sitting there and I'm like, man, if I had eaten outside, that would have either happened to me or I would have got a closer view of it, which would have been horrible, Yeah, because like the distance,
no matter what, you're a part of it.
Yeah, the distance that I saw it from made it very funny. Like I'm not gonna lie. Whether
No,
they were hurt
that'd
or
be
not,
great.
the distance I was away, because also everything was muffled because I couldn't really hear. So then by it being muffled through the glass, all I heard was crashing, like the crashing of glass and stuff like that. But then a little bit of like, oh. because my man that was on the bike caught some air. Okay, like he didn't
damn.
he didn't fly forever, but like okay, I'm trying to describe the trajectory the best because
Right.
there are some people listening, some people watching. So the guy is like hitting the first person. But when he's hitting the first person, the bike is most of what's hitting the first person. So the
Right.
bike is what's really driving that person into the table and knocking them sideways. When he launches off the bike, it's into the person who was sitting across from them, but it doesn't fully stop there. So he hits the person.
So he
that's
launches
sitting there
into a spear move.
into like kind of a spear. I'm surprised the second person didn't explode because he launches into a spear, which knocks them back and over. But then he keeps flying a little bit.
Oh, so the second person ostensibly is a ramp.
Yeah, because the
He
second
goes
person,
off of.
the second person caught it, and that's what knocked them down.
Right.
And then he lands like maybe a foot away from where they landed.
Ugh.
So he flew very well. Like if he was
everyone sounds hurt.
instead of if he was not trying to deliver something and he was trying to fly, mission accomplished because my man flew. Like when you looked from the window, because I did get up and go to the window. When you looked at the window, where the bike was to where he landed was like at least 3 bikes. Like he flew 3 bikes deep. I'm pretty sure my measurements are just wrong, so I'm just going by bikes. Because everything got pushed at least a bike away from where it was, right?
So that's what I tell my math students to do. If you get confused, just measure in bikes.
Yeah, just measuring bikes.
Yeah.
People understand the ballpark of where you are. By the way, ballpark 664 bikes. Okay.
It's actually a big ass ballpark, probably in bikes.
Yeah, but that's if you lay them down.
They would still be the same length. Just because you.
No, you lay them down. It's different. Yeah.
It's still the same length.
Everybody knows that bikes are longer when they're sideways. Don't embarrass me in front of these people.
Tip that bike
It's
over.
the same.
Shorter.
You sound dumb right now, okay? It's the same length, whether it's right side up or it's sideways. Tell that to the bike. Tell that to the bike that got crashed, because that bike was much shorter by the time that dude landed.
That's not because it was sideways. That's because it rammed into a customer very hard from the sounds of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
Customers.
You've never told me that story. That is
Yeah.
because that's a brutal thing to see.
It was really bad, and in my head, even when it happened in my head, I was like, even if this cyclist had tried on purpose to do this to the restaurant, he would have barely made it through the glass. But the fact that they were just
You
open,
just hit it and just all the way down.
yeah, the fact that these people were open out there in the air, exposed, is why they got the way they did.
They were exposed to bike.
They were just out here living raw, and then got hit by a bike.
Living raw.
Yeah, you can't just no protection at all.
You gotta be ready for bike.
Yeah,
You have to be ready for bike.
100%.
You never know. So at least put one of those big padded like bear suits on or something, because you gotta protect yourself from bike.
Or at least a helmet. That's irresponsible. You getting slammed into the slammed into the table.
That's what some restaurants will start doing that to be like, hey, to cut down on liability, we ask that anyone eating on the patio wear a helmet.
Also, I really wanted to know.
They spray them out like bowling shoes and just give them, there you go, there's your helmet.
I've thought about this for so long. I wonder what they were talking about before the cyclist hit. Like, I almost wish they were fighting. Like, I almost wish they were like, I don't even know you anymore. And then, bow!
You're just a thorn in my side. You're a real pain in my ass. Oh!
Yeah. Or they were having a pleasant conversation. They were like, oh my gosh, the enchiladas are so... Ah!
Yeah. Showing pictures of their kids. And Amelia's 4. Yeah, she's... Oh my God!
I really wished... it would have been so... like, as funny as it was to watch, because everybody eventually got up, and they didn't look great. Like, they had their scrapes. They were definitely hurt. But...
They left changed.
Yeah.
This was a life-changing meal.
Hey, can I tell you though? Can I tell you the couple that got hit? What'd they do? They came inside. They took their ass inside and sat at a table like civilized people.
And then acted like nothing happened.
The cyclist limped away on his broken bike, but I would have loved if they were lawyers and they were like, now, these documents are really...
No!
Salsa and blood.
Salsa and blood. And copyrighted, the confidential documents flying through the air. You see those things. Like you specifically. Because you've seen men trip on bananas.
Yeah.
A genuine cartoon thing. I'm still jealous. It's fire. The main thing. It's the main thing I'm jealous of you of.
Yeah.
Career stuff, I don't really care. You getting to see that man slip on a banana?
Yeah.
That's seeing the face of God.
Panic in his eyes.
Yeah. You see stuff like this. You see men dropping their spaghetti on the bus.
Yeah.
I'm starting to wonder. If there's something deeper going on here. There's some sort of you're some sort of strange blessed individual because you're always near these things, but you don't really get into like you don't fall down a ton and get hurt. Like it happens sometimes.
I fall down all the time, dude. The burger.
The burger. It's true. Okay. I did. Okay. Still okay. So generally, you're a magnet for these situations.
Sure. But I'm also out a lot. By being out a lot, if you go out because here's the thing, lived in New York 6 years. If you go out in New York every day for 6 years, things will just start to run together as they happen. If we did the podcast every day, I wouldn't have as much to talk about as far as what I've seen. It'd be more talking about ideas.
You'd be indoors more.
Yeah, I'd be indoors more. But doing the podcast once a week versus an entire week of being outside, too much is happening.
You still seem like a magnet for him though, because
that's also why I'm exhausted. That's why I started this episode. I literally started this episode by saying it's like not fun anymore.
So you've peaked on experience now. You are done. You are done having Josh Johnson show adventures.
Dude, imagine if you just and luckily this has only happened to me once, but imagine if you just saw two middle-aged people maybe die once a month. Eventually you'd be like, hey, I think I'm just going to take Ubers now and Seamless and do my spot and go home.
Oh, very true. I understand that, but I still think you are a specific magnet for him though too, because Even when I'm out and go on adventures, or I'm, people always ask me if I have stories because I work with kids and stuff. I work I'm a sub. You'd think funny stuff would happen being around a bunch of chaotic children all the time. No, not really.
Do you talk to them a lot?
What do you mean talk to them a lot?
Like, I feel like even now, even in this episode, there was a point where you said, see, that's what I was trying to get to, right? So from talking long enough, I finally gave you something that was interesting where you were like, that's what I was wondering. Does that make sense? I think that with kids sometimes it's like because they don't know much, they don't have a lot of life experience, and they don't know a lot of things, anything interesting that they have to say is after like,
oh, no. I'm also not even talking about them, what they say. I'm just talking about them being chaotic balls of rubber. You'd think I'd see more chaos, and I don't. But the chaos finds you, is what I'm saying.
Oh, no.
That's what I'm getting at. I'm in situations where chaos should be abound. Mm-hmm. But 'tis not.
Also, maybe when
it's happening to you a lot. I know I'm more of a shut-in than you. I mean, not a shut-in, but... That's not the right word.
I feel you.
But I stay in more than you. But still, you see the craziest of the craziest. And I'm just starting to wonder, is there some sort of curse? Are you some sort of strange chosen child?
I think it's literally just math. I think it's like if you go out every day for 7 days, and if you travel 2 of those 7 days, then like eventually, because like when you think about it, it's like a lot of it's happening. Some of it's happening. This is the first time that we've talked about eating out and why I don't like eating outside and why. But
well, let's be careful with that wording.
Sure, but I feel like a lot of it has been airports, and it's like just the places that I am.
But I never see anything fun in airports either. I'm in airports pretty often too. You've seen full-on fights in airports. I know you're in airports way more than me.
Yeah, but I took Spirit. Like this is the thing. I guess to me, it doesn't feel abnormal because I'm also being put in, or sometimes putting myself in, less than ideal situations for me to have a normal day. You know what I mean?
That's true. I guess, you leave the house striving to not have a regular day.
Dude, I went
because you're like, I'm going to talk to strangers. And
I went on a 4-hour walk. That's not going to be conducive with nothing happening.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's the fair walk I was talking about where I stopped at the place. Right. But it's like a 4-hour, like I even have to steel myself sometimes to be like, listen, just to me in a mirror, listen. If you go on this 3-hour walk right now, you are probably going to have something happen. This is not a safe or good place that you live.
This will not be the relaxing experience you're hoping for.
If you walk to Queens, you will see something. You know what I mean? Because that's the other thing that I find too with people where you look at LA as a great example. So it took me a while to learn my lesson that New York and LA were different in terms of walking, to where even if you could walk, you shouldn't necessarily walk depending on where you're walking, no matter the time of day. Because when I was in San Francisco and we were recording those episodes remote,
you walked into a wedding, so you got to be careful.
And that was just
anywhere.
A walk between episodes because I was like, oh, okay, this place is 1.5 miles away, so I'm just going to go there, walk back. And it was insane, and half of it was horrible. Like,
true.
It was not good. So I think that that's what it is. I honestly, because you're not the first person to be like, how does all this stuff? And I also don't look at it as happening to me. I see it as happening.
But still getting to be a witness. You're
still
near it. And that's what I'm saying. Like sometimes people are just like, anything crazy happened, when you were in New York or LA. I'm like, not really.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. So I'm just saying, I don't want to rule out some sort of curse or prophecy. Just putting that out there.
Oh, gosh. Okay.
I'm just saying that you are somehow the magnet. I don't know. There's something. It's a good thing. I don't know. I'm just saying. Another option is that I just thought of. Because you do see a lot of these things when you're out. But we also talk a lot about how bad your eyes are. So there is
Yeah.
a chance that anytime you just see a flourish of colors, your brain fills it in as violent chaos.
Yeah, yeah. I'm like, man,
So maybe you're
everyone in New York really knows how to throw hands. Like
everybody in
everybody
Queens
here
is so
like,
good at exploding. Yeah.
really good. It's crazy.
So there's also that. There's also maybe
Yeah.
if you just got glasses, then suddenly you'd be like, why is life so boring all of a sudden? I don't see anything anymore.
I mean, it could happen. It's like those
Interesting.
people who always want a certain type of car and then they get it and they're like, it's okay.
Yeah. Or they immediately crash it.
Yeah.
Or something like that. Okay. I'm just trying to build out the JJU. So I feel like we haven't fully gotten into the what I'm creating is a prequel series
Jeez.
about your adventures,
Yeah.
which is what magical amulet you have in your house that leads to all these things. I do want to go way, way back to something you mentioned. I meant to say it earlier, but then we were talking about the bike story.
Yeah.
But you were talking about in Spider-Man 2, the slow motion, but car coming through. But then you said no, if it was that, but no one moved. And in that moment, you made me realize how terrible of a power Spidey sense would be by itself.
Yeah, if you just had it, but you didn't
If
have
you
it, you would
only had
just
the-
know for a while that something bad was going to happen.
You would get the slow motion experience of being crushed by a car.
Yeah.
But no,
Just you
no.
like, oh.
Oh no! Fuck!
Did you ever? Okay, apparently that apparently that Dane Cook joke is a real thing, where the woman was at a NASCAR event and a tire came off in an accident and it flew into the stands and hit her.
Oh yeah, that was a famous thing. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So I feel like that's the best example of it. It's like you see
Yeah.
the tire coming from so far away, but
Yeah.
you don't feel nimble enough to get away. And you're also just mesmerized by the fact you're like a deer in headlights where it's like, is this really going to hit me? And so you just kind of throw up a hand, maybe. I remember I did that with a basketball where this kid, first of all, they were too big for me to play with, but like that was PE, so it's just part of life. But
Yeah.
in junior high, a bunch of kids had been like out sick or something this day in junior high, and it was like for whatever reason, maybe I was in high school, I don't know, I was like a puny kid anyway, but like for whatever reason I was one of 3 scrawny kids in 2 basketball teams worth of kids playing basketball for PE, right? So we split
Okay.
the court for each team, and you couldn't cross because that's the other people's game, whatever.
Right. Yeah.
And this kid passed the ball to me so hard. It's honestly, I've been hit with a baseball and I still think that basketball was faster. Like this kid passed it the way you throw a dodgeball to hit somebody, right?
Right.
And it's coming at me so fast that all I can do is like all I could do is put my hand out. And I put my hand out for what should be a catch. Like, you know
Yeah.
how, okay, this is the best way I can think of to explain it. In physics, sometimes something...
Sorry, was just not expecting that to be the first 2 words of that explanation.
In physics class, they taught us...
In physics. Yeah.
In physics class, they taught us that sometimes the speed of an object will like fully change the result that you're expecting. So instead of a ball bouncing off of a wall, if it's shot hard enough into the wall, it'll either explode or go through the wall, depending on what the wall's made of. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So the ball is coming at me. I stick my hand out, not like an athlete, but just
No, you've never done that. Why start now?
just like someone who knows a ball is coming, right? So my hand's not out in a defensive position. I'm not like this, but my hand's out in a way that I can at least catch it, you know?
Sure.
It's coming at me so fast that I don't have enough time to get the palm in the way of the center point of the ball. And so all it does, and I watch it happen because my hand's like this far out, right? The ball's coming at me. I watch it slowly, and it truly happened in slow motion in my mind. I watch it slowly bend my fingers back and betray my face. Just like it was.
Yeah, your hand gave up your face.
Yeah, because it was coming so fast that I put my hand out. It bent my hand back like this, and just was open season on my face. And the ball hit me in the face so hard that I my head went back. The ball went. This is so insane. So my head goes back, but I could swear to you, I was maybe concussed. So who knows if I'm right about this? But the ball hits me so far, moves my hand, hits my face, and I could almost promise you keeps going in the same direction. Like my face had no had no influence on where the ball went next. So it just sort of knocked my face out of the way and then kept traveling. So this dude literally passed it almost through me, right?
Through your face.
And so so it moves my hand, moves my face. I hit the ground and I just hear everybody go, ooh.
Yeah, that's.
And I don't even try to open my eye.
and they weren't even saying it for you. They were saying because the ball went through you so fast it hit someone else behind you.
Dude, when I tell you I didn't even attempt to get up, open my eye.
Nope. You don't need to live in that reality.
Yeah. I genuinely felt like my hand, like my wrist was sprained. Like I've never
Damn.
had anything. When I tell you this kid threw the ball at me, like I didn't know anyone could do it. And honestly, he was a little like, I don't know, too strong to begin with. Like for real. Like hey
man,
like,
can I get real with you for a second? This guy is just too jacked.
Like
too strong.
It
Who
looked
needs
like
that?
for real,
Who
it looked
even
like he
needs
was
someone to
taking
be that strong?
steroids for PE. It looked like this kid was straight up on roids for PE because I remember on the first day
This
of
kid
school.
better be pitching for the Mets now or something. Because
Dude, when I went to
sounds like he had a future.
the first day of school, okay? And they gave us our uniforms to change out in and everything.
Okay.
I saw that kid and I was like, that's not a kid.
That's Randy Johnson.
Dude, like this child was so jacked. I was like, he should be teaching. Because the PE teacher out of shape. This kid right here is doing the stuff today. He's doing currently.
I want to know what he's up to.
Yeah, he has a master's degree in physical.
Look at this kid. He's built like a brick shithouse, got an arm like a rocket. Come on. Let him teach.
It was dude. I couldn't believe it hit me that hard.
That's great.
No, it's not.
Okay.
Not for me.
Say I thoroughly enjoyed it.
I might be a different person if that ball had never hit me in my head.
Honestly, bro, to tie it back in, I think that might explain your eye problem.
Dude.
You got hit in the face so hard you only see violence now.
Dude, this kid threw the ball. I wouldn't even know how to begin.
I don't know how you're alive, to be honest, because it sounds like it went through your face.
The fact that it moved my head for me.
For you.
Yeah. Dude, this didn't hit me in the face and it bounced off and then went somewhere.
Right.
It kept
your head bounced
traveling
off.
the same direction as if a person wasn't in the way. It probably could have broke my collarbone if I
Surprised didn't break your nose or something.
Dude, well, no, it was too high. It was too. It was. I thought about that because I was like, man, this like my whole. When I tell you my whole head hurt.
Mm-hmm.
Because I must have.
Josh doesn't remember the 3-month coma he was in after that.
Dude, I must have. I'm looking back. I must have been moving out of the way slightly or something. Like,
right.
I think sometimes, you know how when someone goes to punch you, if you're not a fighter and someone goes to punch you, you'll like close your eye if they're too close. Like if you know they're going to make contact, you'll like flinch. Sure. Mm-hmm. I think that my whole body, as soon as it hit my hand and it moved my hand, the millisecond my body had left, it was like, we need to just leave.
Yeah, just every part of you took over, like a cat when it jumps, just inherently just knows to spring up and around.
Dude, it was so bad. I was like, and then that's the other thing too. I never really got an attitude with my PE teacher, but that was like the one time I like got up and he's like, Johnson, you all right? I'm like, what? Am I? It was like the most sass I had probably had with a teacher up to that point, because I was so offended by the question, because I was like,
no,
my man,
I'm changed now.
Did you see
now.
What happened? For you to even ask if I'm all right, you know I'm not. DIB?
I don't remember how mangoes taste now. It hit me so hard. I have forgotten flavors.
Bro, I'm tasting blood. And I do not remember biting myself. I think that my body just sent me a little bit of blood in my mouth to remind me I was alive. I didn't bite my tongue. I didn't bite my cheek. But when I woke up, I was like, I could taste adrenaline.
Yeah. Yeah. My brain is sore.
Yeah. This has nothing to do with dining out, but, you know.
No, I think we have found a whole other thread there, which was the final destination life of Josh Johnson.
Dude, this was
just the Rube Goldbergian chaos of a day with Josh.
I'm not saying you have to coddle kids, but like let them play with kids. This kid is clearly an adult. It's happened to me a couple times in my life where I've had to play with a guy that was like too big for us. And I'm like, this you need to stop this. Let him do his pull-ups by himself. Yeah. He clearly wants to be strong. Let him be strong somewhere else. You got him playing basketball with regular kids, with regular children. You have him playing basketball. It's goofy. It's like you should be ashamed of yourself that you thought this was like a competitive game.
These aren't playmates. These are victims.
Dude,
send this man elsewhere.
This kid had so much hair. Like we're talking about no, we're talking about a kid who is like, it's almost like he's growing up in a different time. Because you know how men in like the, I don't know, whatever, like the 1800s would have like, since they lived to be 36, they'd have a full chest hair at 10 or whatever. Yeah. This kid is like living like that. Because not only is he stronger than everyone, he's got so much hair. Like he puts on his PE shirt and we see the hair coming out from the collar and everything. This dude is testosterone.
Now, would we consider a Teen Wolf scenario?
It would make more sense than just a child being that strong.
than just a large, strong man.
Either that dude has been held back and is low-key lying about his age and has been held back for 5 years straight.
Yeah.
Or he's a teen wolf, because none of it makes sense.
Sound like you said Teen Wolf, which I really liked.
Yeah, Teen Wolf.
sounds like the lame knockoff of Teen Wolf.
Yeah, Teen Wolf, 2 F's, 1 U.
Coming to theaters Friday. Teen Wolf.
Teen Wolf.
Shall we open up the mailbag?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, let's open the mailbag. Got a couple here. This one, I just did a weird move around the mic for no reason there with my phone. This one is from Becky, a.k.a. Recky, I believe. Or is it Reeky? W-R-E-K-Y. And it just says, now I've seen everything. Squeaks in Toontown. I know you're headed to Sacramento this weekend, and I'm stoked to see you Friday. That's right. Update. Sadly, I will not be there this weekend. Some stuff came up, but Josh will still be there. And, you know, he's the one who's like faces on the website and everything. So you're going to be fine. It's still going to be good. Go see Josh. I thought I'd share this stunning house that just went up for sale in my neighborhood. Best viewed on a computer, taken the full glory of this beauty. It belonged to a psychiatrist who does it in the house. I'm still at a loss for words. I'm told it's even crazier in person. Let me know if you want to join me for a tour this weekend. I guess sorry, I should have brought this up on the computer maybe. Oh, God. Yep, okay, hang on. Got to open this for you. You got to see the inside of this house real quick. From the outside, looks very unassuming. On the inside, chaos. And yeah, maybe we'll put the listing in the. Oh my God. Okay, so pretty normal outside, right?
Yeah.
Regular house, and then it takes a hard left turn.
That's so upsetting.
For the people just listening, well, yeah, we'll put the link maybe down below, but
it looks like if SpongeBob was into kink.
Because it's even better, too, because I'm looking at this. I don't have my glasses on, so I can still see it, but not great. So the wavy stuff really makes me feel like I'm having some sort of seizure. It's very just squiggly and like Van Gogh. This is what Van Gogh saw in his head and why he was so depressed. Oh, my God, there's a tree in it?
This is like really messed up. Like this should be illegal.
It looks like a mistake. Oh my God.
Whoever did this is a sick person.
Well, especially it said they're a psychiatrist that would do appointments in house.
Yeah, nah, this is the house from the first season of American Horror Story.
Like, imagine you're not feeling great. Yeah, that kitchen then looks busted. I don't know what's going on there. That's a hard. They didn't put as much work into this.
I think they put the same amount of work. And the kitchen is just the place where it all just really comes together. There's no excuses.
And then there's just a bunch of blank rooms. Yeah, because the other rooms, I think, I wonder if these were painted to try to cover it up. But then, wow, that's a whole landscape. That's a lot. That's too much. That's too much.
That's really upsetting. Like it. Wow.
Well, Josh, you can go
you have $1 million
on a viewing
to burn.
Yeah, it looked pretty expensive too.
Yeah. And by $1 million to burn, I mean it would be better for you to burn $1 million than buy this house. Thanks so much for listening to the Josh Johnson Show. I had a great time recording. Hope you had a great time listening. If you are looking to catch up with us on any of the socials, you can find me at Josh Johnson Comedy on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube, where we're posting clips of the show. You may be watching one right now. And if you're looking for Logan,
you can follow me on Instagram at Logan M. Nielsen. And if you want to get into our mailbag and send us upsetting houses, you can do that. JoshJohnsonShow@gmail.com. You can also leave us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts because we like to read those in the show as well. And if you just want some more bonus content, different podcasts, different video stuff, come join our Patreon. Patreon.com/Josh Johnson Show. We got a lot of fun stuff there. All those links are in the bio below, as well as tickets to see Josh in Sacramento. Again, sorry I'm not going to be there. We lied last week.
Also, one last thing that I'm throwing out there. If you are watching this on YouTube and you enjoyed what you saw, please like and subscribe. You know, maybe tell a friend. And if you really hated it,
sure,
tell someone that's not a friend.
Yeah.
you're like, this isn't for me, but you know who it is for? Fucking Daniel.
Yeah.
Also, you made me think of one more thing. We do have another virtual show coming up, and I believe that is Sunday, I'm going to say October 16th at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Right? That's the one we picked?
Yep.
Yep. So that's coming up in just a week and a half about. So another virtual show. We're having to do this one a little bit earlier because we're going to be on the road at the end of October. Actually, I mean it this time, that I'll be on the road with Josh at the end of October.
Thanks so much for listening. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great weekend.
Goodbye.
I know that y'all consume a ton of American news because we're right there, and we're pretty loud about it. So I know y'all saw the mugshot and everything. And sure. I was fascinated by that day, but not by him, not by Trump. Most fascinating person to me in that whole day, because Trump went in, turned himself in, and he had a lot of co-defendants, like 10 plus co-defendants that also had turned themselves in that day, take their mug shot, everything. But the person that I'm the most fascinated by is this dude named Harrison Floyd. Right? Now, Harrison Floyd is one of the co-defendants with Trump, and he's the only one out of all those people that did not get a bond agreement, right? He had to sit in jail until he could see a judge. He's also the only one out of all those people that is black. I should also point out, he's also the only one out of all those people that allegedly assaulted the FBI agent that tried to serve him his subpoena, all right? So... So basically, this dude had to sit in jail because he tried to fight mail, okay? So basically what happens is FBI show up at the door, try to give him his subpoena. He went for the FBI agent's gun, all right? Then he later admitted to police if he had got the gun, he would have shot the FBI agent and killed him. He also admitted to police that if he had known it was the FBI at the door, he would have brought his gun and shot him and killed him. All right? That's what we like to call a thought. All right? What was he thinking? Never in the history of niggerdom has a nigger been this dumb. This is the most insane thing I've seen in a long time. He must have forgot he was black. What could possibly be going through your head? That was so insane. It was so crazy. It even made me feel bad for Trump for a second. Because how does he not have one single normal black fan? Every time one of his fans that's black makes the news is always going through something, It's terrible. Trump has a reputation as a racist, and he always talking about how he's the least racist person you could ever be. I don't know. After this, I'm inclined to maybe believe him. He'd be hanging out with the black people I would never hang out with. That's like truly. I don't know. This dude like a Statue of Liberty for wayward niggas. This is astounding. He's just standing like, bring me your ashy, your dusty, your dumbass masses. The story was so crazy, I'm not gonna lie, I even felt bad for FBI agent. I never thought I'd say that in my life. I even felt bad for the FBI agent, because if somebody goes for your gun for a split second, you gotta think they're going for your dick. You gotta be like...
I had this popped in my head out of nowhere. I had this date years ago where we both admitted to each other on the date that for both of us, it was our first date in a year. And it was really great. That was such a great thing for us to share because then we both knew in that moment we were about to be trash. Like this was... Neither one of us are getting each other's best. We're very rusty. And it actually ended up being a great date. Like it was a great little hangout. We were getting along wonderfully. The vibe was not there, right? We weren't clicking in that way, but we were like, no, this is like, it's just great to spend time with a cool person, you know? And so at the end of the date, it was like a non-verbal thing. It was just a thing that we were both thinking. We just went ahead and we gave it a shot. Just one kiss, just to see. Because we've been getting along great for 3 hours. What if there's a spark, you know? You don't want to miss out on that. And I should mention that she's not just a lovely person, wonderful human. She also has the biggest hands of anyone I've ever met in my life. Her hands were huge, okay? And I'm not coming down on her hands because I don't know if you noticed my hands since I've been up here, but I could use some more manly digits. These are not the hands I would have picked if they had been handing out hands. These are piano fingers at best. I was jealous of her hands the whole day. We went to an arcade and we were playing whack-a-mole and she was using the mallet and her hands. She was like, her hands were so strong, she accidentally opened a locked door. Bathroom door was locked. Somebody was in there. She didn't know. She just twisted it. And we all heard the pop. It was a pop because she broke the lock. She has a locksmith right here. They just popped right and opened it. Oh, I'm sorry. You know what I mean? Spent the whole day jealous of those hands. And so we went to kiss, right? And as we went to kiss, I felt something. I felt something up. I felt something up the back of my head. And I realized it was her hand. She was cupping the back of my head with her hand. I've never been cupped before. I didn't even know that was a move people were doing in real life. Like, and if you were far away, it must have looked like my whole head fit in her hand. It must look like she was cupping a baby in her hand. And then I could feel this. I could feel this pressure from her kiss that was knocking me off balance a little bit. And that's when I realized, I'm like, wait, this bitch trying to dip me. I started fighting the dip. I was like, you ain't gonna dip me. You ain't gonna dip me. I'm a man, you ain't gonna dip me. Because think about it, if we have this kiss and there's a spark and we start going out, you gotta establish parameters early. If you let her dip you on the first kiss, the first time y'all smash, your legs will be in the air, bro. That's just the law. She already established dominance, all right? And so I'm fighting. I'm like, you ain't gonna dip me. You ain't gonna dip me. I ain't going. I'm sure I gave her the worst kiss of her life because my core was on fire. So I'm sure I was kissing just like. I don't know. In those moments of the kiss could have been more than like 8 seconds, but a lot was going on. You know what I mean? And like, I don't know. In that kiss, I kind of felt, at least what I imagined, like I almost
feel like I felt like a woman for a second, because I was like, you know what I mean? Because I was like safe but in danger. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like she had me, but she might take me. You know?